Hey, hey, okay, we are live today with Puff, which is one of my favorite new products, and we're having a lot of fun with it, but I have lots and lots of questions that I'm getting from you guys. So I wanted to go live and talk technique, application, cut settings, and all of that so you can feel more confident. I know it's scary when you try something new. And obviously, if I didn't think it was worth it, I wouldn't tell you to try something new, but it's totally worth it. It's a lot of fun. And for me, it was just nice because we kind of get in, hey Trisha, we kind of get in this like groove of doing the same thing, and it can feel monotonous. And yes, happy Friday, Jane, happy Friday. And I want to, it kind of reinvigorated things for me. Like, all designs, then I was like, wait a minute, I could do that design in Puff and it would be have a totally different feel, right? So that's what we're doing. Today I'm gonna just basically do over and over and over. We're gonna be pressing berries. I've done this before. I did this on TikTok Live last week or the week before, and it was a lot of fun. So we basically just over and over talked application. Please definitely ask questions. I've actually tweaked my process since then because it's a brand new product, so it's something we're still getting used to as well. And it's gone from, in the beginning I thought we can't use it with the Easy Press. Now I know we can use it with the Easy Press. So today we're gonna be using the Heat Press and the Easy Press because I wanna show you guys what I've learned that will ensure your success, okay? So we get the biggest problem that people have is that it sometimes doesn't seem to puff all the way. So we need to go back to the regular basics of make sure you're not right next to a seam. If you are next to a seam, make sure you're using a pressing pillow. And when you use a pressing pillow, this is something I want to make sure you guys know. It's great to use a pressing pillow, but if you're using a pressing pillow and then also putting it under the seam, it's actually not doing as much as it should. Like, you want to make sure that you get it on an area, like you're trying to lift up the design away from the seam. And pressing pillows or a towel or something in there is definitely going to make all the difference whenever it is time to press. So pressing pillows are more important than ever whenever you're using Puff. But please know that if you use a pressing pillow and it is under a seam, you're not gonna get that firm press. If you try to understand what we're doing, we're lifting up just this piece of the shirt, right, like this, so that this stuff will not impede your press. You like that? This stuff? It's Puff Friday. It is. That would have been a perfect caption, Dorothy. Perfect. Is the sound really low? Let's see. I don't think I can control sound on this side, but it has happened before, and it seems to be happening, Shannon, since I've gone. I'll talk louder, okay? But it seems like it's happened since we started hardwiring the iPad to go live. So I've got to look into that. I don't know what's going on. Tom, great question. I have those pressing pillows. Do yours smell like fish? It's so funny that to me, vinyl sometimes smells like fish, especially patterned. Pressing pillows can, especially once you heat it up. So totally, it's so funny. Okay, so pressing pillows, we went over that. Make sure you're using it in the right area. Make sure you're using those pressing pillows the right way. And let's talk temperature for a second because I'm doing something a little different today. Hi Lily. Great, Tanya, thank you. So I'm doing something, we're gonna start at 280. Currently, my recommendations, and remember, it's always going to be different for everybody, or not always, sometimes it will be different for everyone. So your machine, your press, these are recommendations, so you may need to tweak yours. Let me tell you what's happening with mine. One of the biggest problems with Puff is that some will look like it's puffed and then others won't, and it like other areas of it, and so it'll make like this squiggly look, and it definitely isn't preferred. It's still cool, but it's not preferred. And for me, that means if somebody sends me a picture of that, it means they're not putting enough pressure and their heat may be too high. We have found that using parchment paper is better than Teflon, okay? Yep, you didn't miss it, Melissa. Parchment paper, better than Teflon. And that even means when you lay it down with the carrier sheet on it, okay? So if it has a carrier sheet on it, in my brain, I think, oh, it's all protected from the heat press, but it's actually not true with this. I've found with everything I do, I need to use parchment paper to protect it. Now, today, I'm trying it at 285 or 280 first, We'll then up it a little bit to see what kind of difference we have. But the reason why I think I'm having an issue with the temperature is that my heat press must be hotter in the top left corner. So if it's hotter in the top left corner, so I'll notice I'll press the same color, and in the top left corner, it seems to do like it almost looks burnt, or like it's not good. But then it'll be perfect in near the middle or the bottom. So that tells me two things. It's either temperature, pressure, or both, right? So if it's temperature, and it's very common for heat presses, not really mine. Mine's a good one. Mine's from HPN, and it really shouldn't be hotter in one area. So I need to get a testing gun to test it, right? And that's on my list to do. But for now, I know not to put it back there. So what I've done today is instead of pressing it at 300, I'm going to go to 280, okay? I'm gonna keep it at 300 on the Easy Press because I feel like that's sufficient and it's doing pretty good on the Easy Press. But the first one we're gonna do is with the heat press, and I'm gonna go ahead and I've weeded some. The other big question I've gotten is the difference between the yellows and the oranges, because the swatches on the listing are not like awesome, and there's a reason to that. When you get puff, it's going to look very dark. For instance, we pressed one the other day, it was the blue one, and it looks so dark, it looks almost navy. But when we pressed it, because it's expanding, the color lightens up. So whenever we're making the swatches for the listing, it's confusing because we don't want you to get, you know, the blue in and be like, that's black, that's not the right color. So there's a little bit of, you know, it's just a decision I have to make. Do I put the swatch on there with what it looks like once you press it and really cause confusion? Or do I just say, okay, this is what it looks like? I know, it's something I'm working on. But just so you know, every color will lighten up, and it's actually much prettier once you press it. Because the purple and the blue are very, very dark. But once you press them, they're awesome. So today, we're gonna talk about yellows. There's a little confusion on the different colors. So, okay. So this is the neon yellow, okay? And we're gonna weed this. And this is, Sharon, I didn't cut them. That would be great. Oh, both side by side? Okay, so this is the neon yellow. This is the neon orange, all right? So neon yellow, neon orange. Then, and just so you know, so you can get some, this is the neon orange once you press it. Do you see how it's gonna lighten up? And then this is the neon yellow once you press it. So it lightens up, okay? I don't have the blue one on here, or I do have blue, but this is the neon blue, and I don't have the neon blue in a sheet right now because I couldn't find it anywhere before I did this live. And then this is the sky blue, okay? And sky blue looks like this on the paper. So not a lot of difference. It's just those dark colors that are really difficult. Sharon, very, very smart. I should put pictures. That's so smart. Why didn't I think of that? But it's the dark colors that really do show a big difference in when you press them. So let's see. Let's go back to our oranges. So neon orange and neon yellow. Let's put them back how we had them. Ready? Then we have, and I've already weeded this one. This is the lemon yellow, which is a really nice yellow. It's lemon yellow, okay? Lemon. And then there is the orange that, of course, I don't have, and that's the one thing you guys asked me for. Oh no, I do have it, yay. And this is regular orange, okay? What I don't have, I believe, is the yellow. The yellow does have, and let me look through it, hold on. Yeah, one second, I'm gonna grab this. Okay. Okay, so that's regular orange, and they're both beautiful. I mean, the yellow, just regular yellow does look like it's orange in the swatch. It also looks like yellow when you get it, but once you press it, just hold on, little guy. Once you press it, it's more slightly yellow. The reason we don't make different labels for the colors other than what the manufacturer says is it's really confusing for us to reorder. I know it's confusing to you too, but it happens all the time. If we try to change a color, the name of a color, then we accidentally order it the wrong thing, and it's just kind of a mess. So we're trying to do it and just maybe hopefully educate, and I can put those side-by-side pictures just like Sharon's saying. That would be really fabulous for you guys to have that. So I don't have yellow. It's not as yellow as that. This is the lemon yellow right there, and then I showed you guys a little swatch of it. Okay, so let's do a little bit of pressing. We're gonna start with these colors. This is the lemon yellow, the green apple. I love the green apple. Did I weed everything here? I didn't. The thing about these colors, they're slightly thicker. I cut everything on the same thing I cut Easy Weed on, and it really is fine. I cut all of the puff. The thicker ones, like the green apple and the sky blue and the pink, are slightly thicker, so it really we could have done a little better job on that. I'll show you in a second. Now I had it all organized, and then I unorganized myself. Oh, this is the green apple. See how it's like, it didn't cut all the way, so it's a little jaggedy around, but for what we're doing here, it's gonna be fine, okay? All right, so let's press. Let's start first. We're gonna press this on 280, okay? This is 280, and we're also gonna do it on 300, but first this is something I want you to see, that playing with your settings within 20 degrees or so is okay. Don't go above 300. Not on your easy press, not on your heat press. It's definitely too hot for it, okay? So, where's my little sash? There it is. I just made the sash cutting off the bottom of a t-shirt, so it's working really well for what I'm doing here. So, we're gonna do this, and instead of putting my pressing pillow under the seam, I'm actually gonna put it from the other side, because there is no seam on the other side. So let's see, hopefully you guys can see. I think you guys can see pretty well. So if you can't see over here, just this corner is all we're gonna use. It's really fine. It's really fine, guys, it's really fine. Get the right side of this. So when I lay my pressing pillow in, I'm gonna avoid that seam. I don't want the seam on the pressing pillow. I know I've already said it, but I really want you guys to get that will affect and impede your pressure. So we're gonna put the pressing pillow in. You do need to preheat your shirt just like usual, okay? I know I'm in the corner over there. If it's hard and you're having a hard time following because you can't see all the way, we will turn the camera. We can turn it just slightly. Okay. All right, so we preheated our shirt, all right? So let's press the green apple, and we're gonna lay it down. Make sure our pressing pillow is, of course I didn't weed everything. 1 second. We gotta have the berries have to look really nice, right? Oh, we are live right now. We are live right now, Donna. Okay, hold on. Ugh. Now, I still see places I haven't weeded, but it's okay. We get the gist of it. All right, so I'm gonna press this at 280. Oop, I almost messed up. Remember, I always use parchment paper with puff, not Teflon. Teflon makes it too hot, okay? So we're gonna put this on there with my pressing pillow. Good pressure on there, and I'm gonna press it for 15 seconds. It's 10 to 12 seconds. I end up usually pressing it again just because I want to, so we're just gonna go all the way through to the 15. And again, right now, we are at 280. Okay. And it's not hot enough. So, what we're gonna do, change this. Fahrenheit, come on. Why isn't it doing it? Oh, it thinks it's busy. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, and up. So we're gonna put this on 300, and I'll show you what happened. Okay, nothing, basically. It would have, I'll get to that in just a second, Heather, great question. It probably adhered to it. Yep, it's down. It's like on there, but it didn't puff at all. So we now know 280 is not enough on my press. That's the deal, guys, is that especially with a product that's a little finickier, is that a word? You are gonna have to figure out what's right for you, and that's okay. But I'm gonna give you the starting, like a launch pad, so you know where to start, the recommendations, and then you're gonna tweak yours. So if you see where it adheres, but it doesn't puff, you're gonna need to go hotter, okay? And this one didn't cut well because it was my fault, but that's because I put it was a little thicker. The other ones are much better, I promise. So we're gonna wait for that to go up. I'm gonna go ahead and press another one. I'm gonna leave that one there, and I'm gonna press another one on the easy press so that you guys can see what it's gonna do when you're on the easy press, okay? So the same way I'm setting it up, I know you can't see a lot right there, but I'll make sure you do before I get started. I'm setting it up. We're gonna do the pink, okay? Make sure we're all going in the right direction. We don't wanna mess up our pretty sash. No, it's just a great way to display the colors. So I'm really excited about this little sash thing I've made. All right, so we have the pink, which is gorgeous. It's almost SparkleBerry pink. Really, really pretty. Lay that on there. Ah, yeah, Janet, I think so. If you have parchment paper on there, I mean, I think that should be fine. I think that should be fine. All right, so again, using parchment paper with my Easy Press, and then I'm gonna tilt the screen down so you guys can actually see what's happening. And remember, with puff, a lot of people feel like they don't want to put a lot of pressure on it because they want it to puff, but the problem is that it doesn't get enough heat. So don't be scared to give it a lot of pressure. And that's the one problem, right, with Easy Presses is that we forget. Let me show you how to set this up. So I have my pressing pillow, seams hanging off, that right there, parchment paper, and then I'm gonna put like a crazy, like as much pressure as I possibly can on this. And I should start this, and it's on 70 seconds because apparently I was doing something else. So we're just gonna watch it count down. I'm pressing, 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 pressing. That's 10 seconds. We have 3 more seconds. And there. Okay. Already, it's looking great. So for my girls who have an Easy Press, you're about to see that this works just fine. The Easy Press works just fine for puff. So this puffed very nicely, see? All right, that's with the Easy Press. So you can see how just those little changes do make such a big difference because this one didn't puff at all at 280 on the press, right? But with this one on the Easy Press at 300 with a pressing pillow and good pressure in 15 seconds, it did just fine. It's gorgeous. Okay, so we did the Easy Press. If anybody needs to see the Easy Press again, Miss Lily, you just let me know and I can do that. We have several presses here that we're gonna do. And hopefully I'm remembering everything, but I'm giving you guys little tips as we go along the way because I think I've now convinced you that you want to use, you definitely, oh, yay, we're there. You definitely want to use puff because it's fun. It's super fun. So the temperature, the Easy Press was at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, Stephanie. So, all right. I know it's on, but you have a press, so you're good. Okay, so now we're gonna repress the one that we kind of messed up. Like, this is a little weird. I've never had one like super flat and then try to puff it after I've already pressed it. So let's see what happens, okay? This is all fun and learning right here, which is what we're great at as crafters. Just, you know, being flexible, figuring out what works for us, that sort of thing. All right, so even though we have a carrier sheet on there, we need to put the parchment paper on. And let's see if it, now that it's at 300, it's actually at 301, just for full transparency. We're gonna press this. Let me put my pressure up too. Okay, so I've already pressed it for a good bit. I'm just gonna go for it. It's gonna beep at me for a minute. I'm gonna go for it and do about 10 seconds because now I'm over pressing it. Like that's the problem. But guess what? It worked. So this is the green apple. See how it brightened up? It brightened way up. Now it's puffy. It doesn't have any sort of squiggles in it because I had great pressure. I even pressed it for a full 15 seconds at 280 and it still didn't mess it up. Like it didn't work at 280, but now it's just fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's really fine. Everything's fine. All right, so let's move on to the lemon yellow. Love this color. And in fact, the sky blue, green apple, and pink and the lemon yellow are all in the same, like it's like a really, really good combo. So if you guys are looking for color combos that would really work, I'm putting these all together so you can see how beautiful they are together, okay? So I'm gonna stick with my press because it's a little easier for me. And I'm gonna press this again. All right, so I'm gonna repeat all of these things, you guys, that I've been telling you so far. I'm putting that right on the seam. It's not gonna be cute. All right, we're gonna go down. We're gonna go below the pink. All right. Remember that pressing pillow needs to be not on the seam, not under the seam, okay? Not under the seam. You don't want that pressing pillow on the seam. I want to just make sure you guys know, because I think some people, or a towel, just make sure you're not pushing the seam up too. All right, I know, I can't wait for y'all to try it too. I know we have had a lot of people try it, but now we have even more, because I think you guys are like on the bandwagon now. You're like, yep, I'm not going to be behind on this, and it's on sale right now, you guys. So it's on sale through the weekend, so we're going to do 15 seconds at 300. Mine's actually at 301. I'm not using the back of my press because it's far too hot back there. I know that's the problem. So every puff, including the more expensive colors, because neon is more expensive, every single sheet, the 12 by 20 sheet, is $3.99. It's the perfect time to try it. It's the cheapest it'll probably ever be. And then, yes, it's in stores, Tanya. Great question. Great question. So here we go. Here's the lemon yellow. And it did perfectly. Let me see from the side. Such a fun product. This is so fun. And what my recommendation for using puff on designs, look for designs that have big surface area. Don't come in and do like a little bitty skinny font. Like, you can do that, but you're not going to be able to see the puff if you don't have enough like material on there to actually puff up, right? So yes, in fact, Tanya, there are 4 new colors that we haven't listed yet on the website that'll come eventually, but now is not the time. I'm just not ready for it yet, okay? Because first of all, they're named really weirdly. There's like a khaki that is this gorgeous like kind of army green color, but I don't agree with the color name, so I'm like, what do I name this? So I don't know. We may name it army khaki. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let me show you how easy this is to weed. Like I said, there are a couple colors that are thicker. Like the media is actually thicker. So when you are testing, make sure you're test cutting. Even if you're not a silhouette girl, I want you to, or boy, I want you to make sure you're test cutting by putting a small little shape in the corner so that you can easily be able to see if you're going to be wasting vinyl when you make that cut, right? So I know that like Julie Huggins, she has this great way of doing it where she puts a B, like a capital B, at the bottom of her mat, and that's what she uses as her test cut, and that way she doesn't have to unload it. So my Cricut people totally use a capital B as your test cut at the bottom left hand or bottom right hand corner of your mat, because that is going to make a huge difference when you don't mess up your entire design or your entire piece of vinyl when your cut setting is slightly off. All right, so this one's being a little weird. Like I said, these guys are thick. These guys are really, really thick. I almost feel like something's wrong here. I should have cut these. I usually cut it on the Easy Weed setting. So for silhouette people, that would be HTV Smooth. But these guys should have been cut, just the depth or the force should have been bumped by about 5 or 10 little spaces. I don't like how this is doing. I need to recut this one. I have no idea what's happening here. Like literally. It's almost like I don't know. So I didn't cut all the way through. So what's happened is the layers, yeah, it is. It's like olive. Yeah. So the layers, it didn't cut all the way through all the layers. I've never seen vinyl do this though. I can weed it. It can come out. It's just weird, but that's how thick it is. It's just a very, you know, it needs to be a stable, puffy product, right? Okay, we're moving on because this is a great color and I'll work on it whenever I'm not on camera. This is the sky blue. All right, so we'll weed another one. White is by far the most popular. Cut settings, Lily, are gonna be, let's see, you're a silhouette girl, I believe. So cut settings, just use whatever you use for Easy Weed. That's where your starting point is. And then, let me show you how easy this is. See, most of them are this thin. So the same, so iron-on, I believe, is what Cricut people use to cut Easy Weed. So iron-on should work for this, but the carrier sheet's pretty thick. So it's gonna be really difficult. I accidentally cut one of them on cardstock plain earlier this morning and it did not go through the carrier sheet. So that's also cool that you can really play with your settings and the carrier sheet's pretty thick. So you don't have to worry about it going all the way through. If it goes all the way through, there are things you can do, so don't worry, okay? You can do like, you can actually you'd have to piece it together, so it would be a pain, but you haven't completely ruined everything if it did go all the way through, but it's not a big problem. But look how easy most of it's really, you know, pretty thin, and so it's surprising whenever you it puffs up so much, you know? So let's talk layering. Great question, Tanya. Layering. You should not put, have y'all ever tried to weed like in the air when you really don't want to? I'm gonna come back here and weed. Question, what was the question? Oh, so you don't want to put anything on top of regular glitter. Okay, so glitter HTV, unless it's sparkle, you do not want to layer it. So if you are having, if you're wanting to do a layered project, you would need to do a knockout of some sort, all right? But you can layer it on top of sparkle. I don't think that puff on top of puff would be very attractive, but that's just my opinion. It may be perfectly beautiful. So you guys can totally try that. But as it's a new product, we're learning things about it. I actually did press pattern on top of it, and it's there in my brain. I can't think of why it wouldn't work. You wouldn't want to put puff on top of pattern because the ink from the pattern will eventually eat through the adhesive. But you really should be fine to if another product is layerable, it really should be fine. And then, but I never wash tested it. So that's a really big part of testing is the wash testing. And I have not wash tested the layering that I did with the pattern, okay? So white, I know it doesn't seem like as, you know, fancy now that we have all these neon colors, but I will tell you white is the most popular by far. It's very difficult for us to even keep it in stock because people are ordering so much of it and it's the most requested color. So just FYI, you might want to grab a white sheet too. I also just listed on that same listing, the puff listing, I also put a one of each for the 12 by 20 sheet and a one of each for the yardage rolls. So that's 18 colors that you get to choose from, or not choose from, but you get if you order that one of each. And the little swatch is white. It's kind of hard to find. Just click through there and you'll see it. It's like right in the middle. I need to rework that too, but I wanted to put that up there because somebody asked for it and I thought it was a really good idea. So there is a sale, there is one, and it's marked down as well. The 12 by 20 one of each where you get 18, you save like $12 more or something. And I think that's an even discounted price too, like the actual. Don't worry if you're late, we're going through the whole process again. Right now I'm talking and trying to weed at the same time. And I'm probably annoying you guys big time because it's hard to do two things at one time and be live. That's my wine. That's my wine for the day. All right, so we're gonna do a white one. I'm gonna walk through, I'm gonna be redundant, okay? But I want this in your heads. You can use this with a heat press, the easy press. You would do 300 degrees and a lot of pressure for about 10 to 15 seconds, okay? So we're gonna make sure we preheat our shirt. Let's see, I'm gonna save room for my blue later. So we're gonna preheat the shirts before we press. Make sure our pressing pillow is under there, but not under the seam, okay? Because the pressing pillow or a towel is very important, super important. You guys feel like I'm on repeat yet? This is what I did on TikTok for a whole hour. Every single berry, I would like sat there and just really hammered it in, but there were only like 8 people on, so I was like, well, I'm not really telling that many people anything, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. All right, good pressure, pressing pillow. Use parchment paper, not Teflon. If you have Teflon on the top, I bet it would be fine as long as you protect it, the rest of it with the parchment paper. 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds. Because if you're layering, you might need to take it off, the carrier sheet off and repress, and that's totally okay too, okay? All right, I have my little, hey, they had these at the Dollar Tree if you didn't see that live the other day. These are perfect for scraps and they're perfect for little weeding trash too to keep your area clean. Because we know Mandy loves to keep everything clean. Now look how beautiful the white puffed. It puffs really beautifully. I mean, it's really gorgeous. So there's that. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the neon colors. The only one I don't have is the neon blue, but this is what it looks like when it's pressed. Nice neon colors. Oh, there's the neon pink, and then there's that soft pink that I just pressed for you guys. All right, so this is the one I pressed with the cards, or I cut with the cardstock setting. This is the neon green, and I can tell I cut into the carrier sheet, so let's just hope that it doesn't, yeah, it's doing fine actually. So you can cut it a little deeper than regular Easy Weed, especially these neon colors, because they are saturated. That's why they're more expensive, because they are saturated with ink to get that super bright color. So that's why there's going to be a little different consistency with different, and you may not have noticed it, but all vinyls like that. Like it may be Easy Weed Electric, but then like one feels a little thicker than another, right? And that's just because of the ink saturation and what they have to do to it. So if you ever wonder why certain colors or certain like fluorescents are more expensive, it's because there is like more ink or something. And you know, I actually am just totally just thinking that that's what it is. It may not be true, but I'm assuming that's what it is, that it's just saturated, it feels thicker, it feels like it took more to make it, which is why it's more expensive, but just a little bit more expensive. But all the sheets are on sale right now, even the neons, for $3.99. Typically, we wouldn't take them all down to the same price, but I thought it would be easy, especially to get you guys started, just using it so that you can, you know, get used to it, not feel like you're breaking the bank. $4 a sheet for a 12 by 20 sheet. I mean, that's really great, especially when you're gonna have so much fun using it. Everybody comments on it too. When you're out, how many of you guys have made a puff shirt and have been out and about and somebody's complimented it? Like, it just happens. There's no one of each. Nancy, it's actually a white swatch, and Miss Vicky, hi! It's a white swatch, so look in the middle of all those selections, and if you don't see it, you may need to use a different browser or clear your cache, which is annoying, I know, but the website may just be remembering what you were on last. So see if you can use a different browser. This is the neon green, and it's gonna be beautiful. And you guys, there are yard rolls too, where you do save more money. They're not on sale, because this sale is really because I want you guys to like get into trying it and get comfortable with it, and then you can come back and be like, I really love this color, it looks really good when I press it. And then, okay, parchment paper. There we go. All right, yes, avoid the seam when you're using your pressing pillow. Make sure that seam is hanging off, okay, so you don't press up the seam too. 15 seconds, 300 degrees, and I love it because the carrier sheet just releases on its own, and then there you go. There's the neon green. Isn't that gorgeous? It is so pretty. It's just fun. I needed something, right? Like we've been crafting a lot over the pandemic, and it's like, can I have something that's different and new? Hey Stacy, I love it too. I do too. So this is the neon orange, and against the other one that is actually orange, that's the difference. See, it's a little brighter. We're gonna press both of them, and I'll press them both together so you guys can see. So if you wanna hang around for a few minutes, I'll press the orange one next, and then we will totally see the difference in the two oranges. The original yellow does look a little orange, but once you press it, it really does look yellow. So it's just a little weird how when it expands, it's a little lighter, but there is, Sharon. In fact, Miss Box Member, you have the SparkleBerry SVG in your files. You should. So yeah, you guys all have this, and it's the perfect, this is the perfect file for puff, especially whenever I want to display all the colors. Like, it's just too cute too, right? I find that when you have like a design with little hole, it's covering a lot of surface area, but then there are little holes in it, it like does this cool pucker on the puff, and it's just really cute. So I think the SparkleBerry is a perfect practice file for you. And my box members already have it. So my box of VIP members. Neon orange, we're gonna do this again, and I'll do the next one on the Easy Press again in case somebody's new watching or you wanna see it again. So we'll get that Easy Press going. And we're avoiding the seam with our pressing pillow. We're using a pressing pillow or a towel. We're also going to keep this is at 300, and we're gonna do this for 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going for 15 because that's what I found I like. The manufacturer says 10 to 12, but I like it at 15. So does anyone see the other orange? This is the other, oh, is it not up there? I wonder if it's not up there, Dorothy. It should be. It really should be. All right. So here's our neon orange. I wish I could feel it. Like, it has such an awe factor about it. It's so fun. All right, and so this is like literally, it feels like my dream come true just being able to sit here and do this over and over. This is the actual orange. We're gonna do it right next to it so you can see. See how easy it weeds. Again, our cut settings are just regular HTV smooth for silhouette, and if you use a Cameo 4 auto blade, then you're gonna need to play with it because I haven't yet cut it on my 4. But my 3, I use that setting, HTV smooth, which is the same thing that I use for Easy Weed. And sorry, apparently FedEx is here, so it's making the beeping sound. All right, so, okay, maybe not, maybe it's not on there. Okay, so then I will launch this one. I don't know why it wouldn't be on there. That would be really strange, but maybe I didn't, Dorothy. I'll have to look. Who knows? With the old website, it's like, and it's hard to even do a launch on the old website because the new website is so fabulous and you guys are gonna love it so much. I can do so many other like cool things with it, with the listings. So it's kind of like, you know, blah, but it's okay. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And Puff is there, and we still don't have an exact date on the launch. So go ahead and use the old website so you don't miss out, and you can go ahead and get started and get comfortable with this, with the Puff, because it's a lot of fun. And I love what Sharon said. She said we need a Puff box, but the one of each, Sharon, is a really great deal right now. And I literally don't know if I'll ever put it on sale for that much again, especially with the fluorescents or the neons being so, you know, so not cheap, but inexpensive compared to normal, because we took more off of the neons so that you guys could try them out. And then we did just get a fresh shipment of a lot of them. So because we sold out almost of all the colors last week, so we have more. So I think stock should be good for now. And I need to check and see if that's why orange isn't up there. That may be the reality. We'll see if maybe we're out of stock of it right now. I haven't heard, but I think so. Oh yeah, we'll use the Easy Press on the next one. Sorry, let's go ahead and start weeding. This one is the neon yellow, okay? And I also want to show you guys the difference between the front and the back, because it can be kind of hard to tell which one is which. Okay, so this is the regular orange, and this is the neon orange. Let's see if I can get it good. So that's a good little comparison. So you can see how the regular orange is just not quite as neon-y as the others. So there's that. Let me show you. When you get yours, the back of it is different on every one. Meaning this is the neon pink, and it looks pale pink on this side, and then it's bright pink right here. So automatically, I know, because I know the color, the bright one is the neon. But the one surefire way to tell is if you feel it, and it feels like kind of sticky, that's the adhesive. It's not truly sticky, but that's the heat activated adhesive so you know that's the back of it. This one, so see, like this one is the green apple, but it's white on back. Then this is, I believe, the purple. See how dark it is, but it super lightens up, and that's the back. White's a little hard to tell, but if you feel it, when you lay it down, you want the carrier sheet on bottom. So if you need to, pull it back and figure out which side is the carrier sheet. And that's an easy way to tell too, okay? But you're cutting from the back, so you do mirror, okay? Cheryl, so you get 18 colors in the one of each. I should know that, and I'm slightly ashamed that I don't in this moment, but I will find out for you, okay? And then I will make sure that we tell you on this live, like I'll come back and comment on this live what the answer is and if it's just out of stock. But that one of each is for 18 colors, and the 18 colors that are shown there. And I counted them when I did it, so I know they're 18 colors. All right, see how thin it is? It's so great that it's just so weird every time when you see how stretchy and thin, and then it just puffs up. It just puffs up so beautifully. So this one we'll do on the Easy Press. Don't let me forget. I wish I could hear y'all, because I know there are more questions that I'm probably missing. But we'll get to them. Don't worry, I'll go back through too. So if I haven't answered a question, if I missed something, I will go back and I will answer it. The whole purpose of this live is to make sure you guys get comfortable with this product, because it is very different than what we're used to, right? But we as crafters, we are adaptable, and we love trying new things. So there you go. You like that subliminal messaging in there? It's me saying, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. Just try it. If it appeals to you and you like trying new things, then go for it. It is gonna be, you're gonna be happy. Like, and I'm not saying that every, the first puff may not be, you may have to play with it for a second and figure out if maybe your press is hotter than mine or something's happening. But that's what we're working through this morning or this afternoon, to show you all the different things that might happen and how we're gonna fix them. And in the beginning of this live, I actually had, we pressed it at 280 to see if that would make a big difference in the wrinkling that some people get sometimes. And honestly, it wasn't hot enough because it didn't puff at all. It adhered. Oh, it's the infrared is the red. This is the infrared. Infrared. There it is. So it's red. I see infrared, and that's what I think it is in my brain, and it's not. It's really not. I thought I cut one of those, but maybe I didn't. Yeah. So here's the difference between neon pink and the infrared. See that? So this is a really cool color too. I'm not even a big red person, but it does. It kind of looks like a brighter orange or something. It's very cool. All right, so we're on neon yellow, almost done with the weeding of it, and then we're going to press it. You're probably like, why would she choose something that had 15,000 holes in it? But that is what makes, I love that look. So that's why. There you go. Okay, so let's do this one. We're gonna do this one with the easy press, okay? So let me tilt you down. Here's the easy press, because originally, in fact, the listing still says it. I need to go back and fix that today because it absolutely can be used on an easy press, but we didn't. When we were testing in the beginning, we were using Teflon and not parchment paper, and we realized eventually that the parchment paper just did a much better job at protecting it from the heat and it not scorching it. So just remember, pressure is a really big deal with puff. A lot of people feel like, oh, I don't want to press it too lightly because it may not puff enough, but that's actually the opposite of the truth. The more you press, I feel, the better it puffs. So this one we're going to do with the easy press. It's at 300. All right, so you can get your visual. 300. All right, we're going to do it for about, let's change our temp. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this quickly and not, maybe, can I go fast if I hold this down? Yeah. We're going to go to 15 seconds. The manufacturer says 10 to 12. I like 15. So you do you, just as I do. And then whatever works for you. Oh, I guess I need to push the actual timer. And then a lot of pressure though. A lot of pressure. Yeah, I think neon red, Dorothy, is basically what infrared is. Okay, so that was about 15 seconds because I started the timer late. And you can see how it kind of releases the carrier sheet itself when it's puffed, right? And then there you go. You can see how soft and squishy it looks. It's a lot of fun. So much fun. Yes, Ton. Oh, by the way, my box members and VIP members, if you're watching tomorrow, make sure that you're all set with your painted vase for our craftathon, okay? I'll remind you guys on the box page too. One more. Let's do one more. My favorite right here. And I saw another question. I'll get to it. I think I missed Heather's question earlier too. All right. Oh, there you go. Okay. Let's see here. This is the last one, and then I'll stop repeating myself. But hopefully I've answered the majority of your questions, but definitely rapid fire me right there. Send me some more questions. If you have anything, no question is stupid, no question is dumb. I will try to get any answer that I don't know, and so don't be afraid to ask. I know you guys aren't, but just in case you're new, it's totally okay to ask questions that other people know the answers to. Don't you guys hate that sometimes? Like whenever you ask a question and then people just don't, they act like you just should know the answer, but that's not how we are. We want you to know that you can ask anything, because if you have that question, more than likely somebody else has also had that question. All right, so $3.99 for the 12 by 20 sheets, okay, right now through Sunday, I believe I said it too. So I'll send out another email today. Stephanie and I are working on that. And that way you guys will have the link and then some more pictures, some more fun pictures. We have had some incredible incredible submissions of people like posting pictures of their puff projects. Insane. And I'm gonna put some of those in that email. So make sure you check out the email because we're gonna be featuring a few of the projects. There are many projects that look amazing with puff. We can't put them all in the email. So we're gonna put a few and then hopefully highlight some others next week. But I super love this and I think you guys will too if you haven't tried it. This is the neon pink. Our last press, we're gonna press it on the heat press. I'm gonna put it right underneath our lemon yellow because I don't have room to put it by my neon. I do, but there's a seam there and I don't wanna do that. So we're gonna put it right below the lemon yellow, okay? And then the other one that's not getting really highlighted today is the neon blue. I love the neon blue, but I used it all, so I don't have any on hand. I'll have to get Jason to bring me some home. So here we go. Let's walk through this again, remembering everything, Mandy. Okay, first you wanna preheat your shirt. That's important. So let's preheat our shirt. I'm putting the parchment paper on it to protect the other colors, just in case they're touching the platen. So there's that, nice warm shirt. Then I'm going to place my design. My pressing pillow or my towel or whatever I'm using to create a better surface space to press on, I'm gonna slide it in, but I'm not sliding it all the way over to my seam. I want the seam hanging off, okay? I don't want my seam on the pressing pillow because that's getting in the way of the pressure. You wanna lift all that up, lift it up so that you can have a nice flat surface. And then we're gonna take our parchment paper, not Teflon. And if somebody gets it to work with Teflon, I wanna know, but because I hate having to have so many rules, but it like once you get them down, you'll know it, you know? All right, so here we go. We're gonna do 15 seconds because that's what Mandy likes. Really nice pressure and it's gonna be beautiful. So I really hope I answered everything. I know I didn't have, there are a couple of action items I know I need to do. Like going and checking out the why the orange isn't up there. Maybe it's out of stock. Okay. This is like so SparkleBerry color right here. This is the neon pink and it is gorgeous, right? Okay, so Dorothy, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Dorothy says, I think when I did the math that even the regular price of the 12 by 20 is better price than the yard. Yeah, I need to check that out if that's true because that should not be the truth. But the yards are great too because then you don't have to, you actually save space. So here's the puffiness, yeah. And then I have my nice little sash and I have a couple little spots. I'll go back and put the blue when I get it and that sort of thing. But this is my other one I made on TikTok. And this is the fluorescent or the neon blue I was talking about. And something weird happened with this. Oh, I cut it. That's what happened. I cut the leaf off. But let's see if the orange is on here. The neon oranges. Yeah, so I'll have to check into the orange. I don't know what's going on. But really fun, really fun. So go check out the sale prices if you're interested in trying it, and then get started crafting and learning about it. It's fun to learn new things. I want to see your pictures though. So even if you have a problem, I want to know about it. Okay? You don't have to post the problem on social media. If you do, it's totally fine too. But you can totally email us and we can chat with you if you have any questions about it because I know it's still new. It's still relatively new. So it can be uncomfortable. Yeah, it is. It is totally, Dorothy. Okay, great. I'm so glad you guys have joined me this morning. I really hope that it was valuable. I hope that I've explained a little bit more for you so you feel more comfortable trying it for the first time. And I want to hear about your experience and go check out that sale because it ends on Sunday. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching today and hanging. Mwah. Bye. Oh, washing's fine. Washing is just like anything else. You know, just so you know, in case you don't know, I didn't know this before my crafting days, but when you dry any sort of, any garment, it's not going to be as pretty as it is if you just wash it and then hang it to dry. I would say that the top recommendation is just hang your clothes to dry. You guys know me. For those of you who do know me, you know I don't do that. So I just do it. It's fine, and I'm not ashamed of that at all. But then those who want to, you know, preserve it for longer and like have a nicer, smoother look after it's dry, totally, it's gonna do better if you don't dry it. You can dry it though. Just turn it inside out. Don't use super high heat because every time you use heat, you're actually reactivating the adhesive on the back. So you absolutely can wash though and dry. So there you go. All right. Have a wonderful Friday. Love you bunches. It is available in the store, Denise. And if you wanted the 18, you can. There are a few more colors in the store, just a few more. Don't worry. It's stuff like army green and that sort of thing, and obsidian. So they're great, but they're more. They're not as flashy, you know, as these. But there are more colors in the store. So if you want to grab 18, you can do the one of each in the store as well and get that price that's online right now. Okay. So it's a really good deal. Really good deal. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.